part of me goes, oh my God, is the camera right?
Hey, the camera's the camera.
Oh, Lord.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this like a regular, I know that you have more advanced knowledge. And well, but you had an astrology, because what I usually tell people is the aspects and all those things are to be digested after they understand some of the other stuff when we go to do that, because it is the story of your energy, and once you like understand the basic, then we go in and we read for the details. So
Well, you know what? I think that when I first heard the words birth chart, I was just, what?
so I'm going to, so when I talk to people, I usually ask them what they know, what they don't know. And so you had a bus stop conversation before you came back. And I get my information channeled. I get my information I read it live. I usually have made some notes, and usually spirit comes to talk to me. And I will tell you about patterns. I will tell you about things that I see. But this is the story of your energy. And you had a bus stop conversation before you came. So you came in with what I want to get done, what it is that I'm working on through this life. Um, you yourself, Nancy, have picked some interesting combinations. You picked a busy life, and you picked a life to be constantly vigilant, and we'll be talking about that. So you had this bus stop conversation, and when you're born, the idea is click, there's a picture taken of your energies. And what's important to know is that the way astrology works is there's a circuit. And I was so excited when I heard Jeanette talk about circuits and like a fuse, she called it, because I've been using this for years. And I'm like, yes, spirit just confirmed it. So you have a circuit, and the bottom part of the circuit is the same for everybody. The houses are the same, the planets are the same, the energies are the same. Your circuit is a geometric lay on top, and at whatever angle it sits, it creates its own conversations with those energies that are on the bottom and sparks your circuit to fire where it needs you to fire. And the top of the circuit is always the planets as they're moving through the universe. And so my belief is that knowing what angles these planets are, these signs are in, allows you to fire your circuit and be the hero of your own story, because you know where I can be sparked, where that energy takes place, what happens. So that circuit is fed by source, is fed by energy, and you're firing and traveling through your life to keep that circuit going, and so it can do its job until you decide to leave again. Recently, I loved this. I heard we are a spiritual being and a spiritual physical being coming here to have a conversation. Wow. Rather than just a spiritual being taking a physical form. Our physical body also has a spiritual piece, and it's here to have an energetic conversation, and that's what we're doing. It's a step in working with our energy. And I really like that, because there is so much, as the older I get, I learn about the actual physical body. And you, my friend, because of the level of Virgo and things that are in your chart, have a very physical piece of this. And so those are the kinds of things I do in a reading. And I usually start with a card pull.
Yes, please.
Because I'm using a new deck for this. So we talk about your energy you come in with, the energy the reading is about. And at the end, we will read the last cards because they're telling me 2 for the end, and we'll see. The other thing I'm going to ask you is have a question in mind. Don't tell me what it is, but something you want to learn about. And if I touch on it, you can let me know during the video, but at the end, I'm going to ask you, did you get your answer? I don't even need to know what it's about. Oh. Oh, you're going to love this. All right. So we're coming in to talk about, you're coming in with this level of power at 44, and this is at the gut level, because this card is all about the solar plexus. All right. And 44 is a master number. 44 is all about the 4 elements, the 4 stabilities, the 4 everything. That is what you're coming in with because you've learned self-love. And that is actually in your life lesson when you look at your Pisces. The reading is to help you understand the leader that you are. And again, master number 55, and the freedom that you bring people. And the way you bring people, and you're going to learn in this reading, is a better understanding of the forgiveness that you give and you help them find. And again, 99, look at all these master numbers.
Wow.
So that's what the reading is about, how your leadership, how it teaches forgiveness. And of course, forgiveness is not about things making them okay, but it's about them not having power over you.
Yeah.
Can't make this stuff up when you pull cards.
No.
You watched me do them. And so it's pretty amazing. So click, this picture was taken, angles were established, and in astrology, even when an angle is established, it's all sacred geometry. It's all about 360, 3, 6, and 9. Those aspects are like, which gauge wire do I use in my circuit, in my fuse? Sometimes I need a heavier one. Sometimes I need a lighter one. What I'll do today is probably just go over the bigger stuff. And on another one, I'll probably do a second, because I like to be really thorough about, this is the conversations in your story the planets are having. That's what it is. So I know that you have a background, but I'm going to pretend. So in your chart, you have actually, there are always 3 major players: your sun, your moon, and your rising sign. You actually have a 4th, because, and it's your north node. And of course, your north node works with your Chiron. That's what helps make it a major player. And we'll be talking about that. So we'll just put that. So your 3 major things is, I was an elementary school teacher, it's an Oreo cookie. The cream is your sun, and your sun is very strong. And it is the sense of who you are. It is controlled by Leo. It is the embers. It's what makes you go forward. All right. Your sun is in a different sign, but Leo is the owner of the sun overall. And of course, your moon is always related to Cancer, because it's always about nurturing the private side of you. And your rising sign is how you step into the world. And depending which kind of horoscope you use, it's always in the 1st house, and it always is a player. General impressions of your chart before we even start, since you are already advanced, is that most of your planets, not all, quite all, are in this last quadrant, which is the quadrant of integration of self with society. That is where you put your energy. You are really looking at, how do I help society? How do I integrate it? How do I make it part of who I am by my experience? Your other 3 quadrants, the individual, the kind of childhood family, and the adult piece, all your planets are in what they call universal old age. It's about wisdom. It's about gathering that and using those energies. It's not that you don't have anything in the other three quadrants, but they're not your focus. And your focus is the learning in that universal piece of that. And so the other impression of your chart is you have something that's called a stellium. And you have a stellium in of all things, one of my favorite signs, because I have a lot of this energy. You have a stellium in Virgo. And what a stellium is it's just a lot of energy in that. It is so strong that it can even knock your moon on your sun on its butt.
Okay.
It can. It can literally take over. And one of the other reasons why your North Node is such a strong player is it's actually in the opposite sign of your stellium. So this is what your life has going on at all times, you know. And your soul had a definite plan. There's that bus stop conversation. And so as I tell you your story, you'll start to hear the conversation you had before you came and how you looked at it. All right, so let's start with your sun. And I actually read the chart while it's sitting in front of me. So your sun is in the 12th house, and your sun is in Libra. So all energies have a higher and lower vibration. All energies have an element connected to them. Yours is, so this is one of the three airs: Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. And of course, yours is Libra. Libra is about balance and justice and relationships, looking for balance, justice, and relationships. And in the 12th house, it is the house of the unconscious coming to the conscious. It is the house of intuition. It is the house of empathic. Lower vibration of the 12th house is sacrifice. Higher vibration is reaching out and coming to understand. And of course, you've got Libra that wants to keep it in a balance, all right? And the 12th house is ruled by a water sign, Pisces, that wants it to flow. So all of those energies are having a conversation in your sun, and your sun is looking to balance, is looking for the intellectual piece. Libra is about the collective, what is fair, what is right, what is balanced. How do I keep the scales balanced? And so that's kind of your engine. That's what you roar, because Leo is the sun. It's what you roar. This is what I'm looking for: the truth, the balance, the justice. And I'm looking in what my intuition is telling me, what I'm bringing up from either my ancestral piece that's just coming forward. That is who I am. That is the energy of what I want to be. Equally as important is your moon. And your moon in the 10th house is in Virgo. And Virgo, one of these things I just learned recently, Virgo and Scorpio are the most diligent signs of the universe. They are always busy. They are always moving. They are always. So Virgo is about systems and the little pieces. It is an earth sign, one of the three earth. It is the fractal cells. So Capricorn's topographical map. Okay. Taurus is your home and your garden. Virgo is your office. It is the cells. It's all about the systems. Where can I get the systems to work, and the little pieces, how I put them together. And when it's your moon, it's constantly pulling things that you came in with ancestrally. It's very earth. It also is pulling in all of these pieces of information and putting them together. Of course, your moon is the energy that only you use. So nobody's going to come up to you and go, hey, you're a Virgo moon, because they don't see it. It's where you take your private energy in. All right. So while you got your sun that's roaring about freedom and truth, Virgo's trying to fix it very diligently. So if Scorpio is changing everything, Virgo is finding the little piece to put this together to build the puzzle. always looking, always trying to make the systems more efficient from the smallest level. So you take your information and you look at it. Virgo at its lowest is perfectionism,
Yeah.
um, to the point of OCD about the details. Um, and at its highest level, though, can pull all those pieces together and create new pictures very physically, all the way down at the cell level. So it's a very powerful moon, but it's vigilant, it's constant. And of course, it's in the 10th house. So in this bus stop conversation, you said, okay, I'm going to work for truth and freedom and balance with my Libra, but I want to be able to see the little stuff in order to advance, because my 10th house is my house of career. So the planets tell us what the energy is. So this is the moon, my private side. The sign they're in tells us how it's expressed. This is expressed in Earth, in the small pieces and the systems. And the house tells us where that takes place for you. And yours takes place in this house of career or the house of advancement. How do I advance? So you've put this private energy in this very diligent, always wanting to advance, always wanting to get more information, always wanting to integrate all of those little pieces. And of course, you're an air sun and you're an earth. So this is kind of moving the air along, and think about how air meets earth. And when air is too much to the earth, it blows it around, you
Yeah.
know. But it's a pretty stable connection most of the time because it meets, versus if it were fire, it could, um, make it, what's the word, accelerate it. So it is a steadying kind of thing, because Virgo by itself is very diligent. It just going to figure it out. It's going to keep going. No piece of information is too small for Virgo. No piece of information. No intuitive. Now your sun is in this intuitive house, so no intuitive hit isn't going to be evaluated by Virgo.
Right.
It's just not going to. And that's your advancement. It's a practice. And then you step into this world in the other most vigilant sign, Scorpio.